Hello, this is Berzinsky for Beardbrand Alliance. Always seems to be something happening up here. Yes, hairs growing out of my nose. I'm going to talk to you about them and how I'm going to get rid of them. Stay tuned. So recently I took a series of pictures, actually just 2 days ago, of my daughter and myself. Took her back to school. You can see those pictures here, from serious to goofy, and just dad with daughter. Anyhow, I posted one of them on social media. Actually, I posted 3 of them, from serious to pretty goofy. And didn't take a close look at the pictures until someone in the comments said, "Are you gonna cut those hairs?" I'm like, I'm called out on social media. A guy known for grooming, a guy known for having a tight beard, a guy known for hair that's in shape. And yet, I'm called out on social media for having some nasty hairs growing out of my nose. Well, I actually said that I was making a video, and basically I'm doing it for you. And that's true. I've actually let the hairs grow in my nose just so I can cut them off. And I'm going to be using a new product from Brio. It's a nose and ear trimmer, and it's pretty cool. I usually use scissors, which is something that you can do also, but I thought I'd try a mechanical method to see how that works. I've, always, taken care of the way I look. It doesn't take much time. My whole method is, if I see it, you look in the mirror, you see it, get rid of it. Some people wait systematically to do it at the end of the week or wait to their barber, but my whole thing is, if I see it, get rid of it. So take the time when it happens, when you see it, don't put it off, because you might forget when you come back to it later. So these nose hairs, I have let them grow. And what I've discovered is that my hair on my face is just so peculiar in terms of color. My one dark eyebrow and my gray eyebrow that I color. And then I realized that my one nose hair, nostril, is silver and the other one is fairly dark. So there's this pattern of hair that's transecting across my face, going from dark to dark, light to light, and there they are. So having nose hairs hanging out of your nose is pretty bad. It's less bad if you have a mustache, because sometimes if you have a big mustache, they kind of get lost in the fray there. But if you have light hair and it's growing out of that dark hole, it is incredibly noticeable. So you can see the extent of the hair growing out of my nose. This is letting this go for about 3 weeks. In a matter of 3 weeks, it just pours on. Your hair continues to grow in some cases as you get older. Some of the body parts, body hairs, can continue to grow and get longer. So your eyebrows are one of them, nose hairs, ears hair. So those are things that you have to take more attention to as you get older. So you're perfectly put together. Your beard is tight, your hair is looking good. But unless you take care of those areas that I talked about, the whole look goes from hero to zero in a split second when people see those. And especially if you get called out on social media. So let's take a look at this. This is going to be backwards on the screen, but this is from Brio. It is a nose and ear trimmer. Packaging is really cool. It's a really nice look and really nice looking piece of equipment here. Takes a AAA battery, just one, and the design is so cool you can't even see where you put the battery in this thing. Just pulling off the cap, and it has a rotating wheel in here, and pretty much works like an electric shaver. So we're going to try this. You make these videos, and like when I'm cutting my hair and my beard, you got one chance to do this, and so we're hoping this works out good by doing this. Like I said before, I've done it with scissors, but let's try this Brio and see how this works. So it has a button on the bottom, push it in. Scissors, always handy, always useful, of course, but having a little product like this that you just keep in your sink drawer, or keep it in your dock kit, I think is something that could be helpful. So I'm taking this right down to the skin. I'm pushing this right onto the skin. There's no pulling, there's no pain. And I think for me, it's best to actually go down to the skin to nip the hairs right where they're coming out. Like I said before, these are areas you definitely want to address. You know, it takes your grooming level one more notch up. So anything you can do to improve your presentation to the world, these kind of things are taking seconds. So that is pretty quick, and you can put this up your nose as far as you need to. There's no danger of you losing it, obviously. And I think I need to go in a little deeper, but it's gotten a significant amount of the hair, just that quick swipe by using this right at the tip there. So with this also, you can also get wayward hairs also, say on your cheek. And then also at the top of your mustache. I think it's always good to disconnect the top of the mustache, especially if your mustache has tendency to grow up into your nose, to disconnect that. So what I would do with this is I would wipe it off. Obviously, if you want to, I think even put witch hazel or alcohol on it, but I don't think it's necessary, especially if you're the only one using it, but wiping it off to get any stray hairs out. And you're good to go. This is something you could pick up, you know, every time, you know, like pick up your toothbrush or pick up this thing and just zap those hairs as you see them, you know, starting to fall out of your nose. This could also be used if you have a monobrow. Also, if you had any hair that's really significantly growing down your eyelid, you could eliminate that. Most guys just concentrate on a unibrow if that's something you want to get rid of. As my hair has, as I've gotten older, my hair in the center of my eye has gone significantly gray and finer in texture. And so a lot of that hair is almost gone, and what is remaining I pluck. But also I think I'm just going to hit it with this now and take that away. This also you can use in your ear. And so scissors are difficult to use in your ear. And so I think with this, something that you want to, you know, keep an eye on, because you don't want to end up with those major tufts of hair, especially if you have short hair growing out of your ears. Much, much easier to get the hairs in your ear. So give this a try. I think it's a good alternative to using a scissor, especially I think on the ear, and especially on an area in between the eyes. I don't even know, you know, they're calling it a nose and ear trimmer, but I think that used as a shaver, mini shaver for the unibrow could be a good thing. It's up to you on how much time you want to be spending on your beard and your hair. If it makes you feel better, if it makes you look better, if it makes you more confident, that's what's important. It's not what other people think. And other people don't have to know how much time you're spending in your bathroom. It's no one's business, really. I'm putting it out here for you, you know, the fact that I'm doing this stuff, but feel comfortable to know that there's guys all over the world who are, you know, looking at grooming and looking at those key areas on their face and trying to, you know, elevate their general look, elevate their style. So confidently do that. It's okay. It's okay to spend some time on your grooming. For years and years and years, men were like, hey, you can't do that. You know, you can do that. And, you know, I think, you know, I remember seeing my dad as a kid. My dad would shave his face, you know, and I could see him standing there looking at himself and, you know, like, you know, making sure he looked good. He wanted to look good. He wanted to look good for my mother. He wanted to look good for people. People generally want to look better. And if grooming, spending time on your grooming helps you to feel better, helps you to look better, I'm all for it. Hope that's helpful, guys. Comment below and tell me what you do to remove the hairs in your nose, your ears, and if you were to try a product like this. Anxious to read your comments, as always. Thanks a lot.
Hey, I'm glad you've been watching these Alliance videos. Woo, good job. Hey, do yourself a favor. Treat yourself to a little treat and come join us. Join us at the Alliance. We would love to have you. See you soon.